Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out immensely, more than you guys know, especially because I had to take that break because of family health issues and having to take care of people. And just getting back on that YouTube algorithm has been interesting. So thank you all for your comments, for your likes, for your subscribing. It's just so wonderful. You guys are amazing. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have Cernunnos reverse. So I actually see a lot of toxicity coming out of our lives, coming out of ourselves. It's kind of like this excess negative energy is leaving us. And it can cause things to be a little bit tricky, a little bit more intense than we wanted it to be. So, this is also Capricorn energy reversed. We can find that we're having a different relationship with a Capricorn, or that we need to be mindful of our relationships with Capricorns, or with something that takes place or that took place from December 22nd to January 19th. Now, I see this more as something that we're coming into, but also something that we're coming out of. So that's I don't know why the two, it's like walking in and out, in and out. So just be aware of this. This can be a person who just walks in and out of your life, because I just see a doorway walking in and out, in and out. I'm like, that's weird. So yeah, this can be a person that walks in and out of your life, probably like at big events, type of thing. So just be aware of this, but also just be aware that a lot of the negative energy, a lot of the chaotic energy that has been holding you back, that has been, really stopping you in your life, you're releasing a lot of it, and that's going to be something that can make you feel very overwhelmed. It can be very intense, but it's going to be very powerful in the best positive way to separate us from our addictions. Whether it be the drugs, alcohol, sex, food, type of addictions, or the self-doubt, self-criticism, having to do everything perfect type of addictions that we have, or addicted to, you know, anxiety, or procrastination, those type of things, where we find that we don't like it in our lives, but we always have it in our lives. So just be aware of this. Let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is evolve reverse. That seems a little harsh, doesn't it? So here we can feel like we're not evolving the way that we wanted to, or that life isn't evolving the way that we thought it would. So that's going to be something to just be very aware of during this time, that we could think, oh, but I'm supposed to be more evolved than this or past this. And we're just not. So being okay with that is going to be something very powerful. It's like, okay, well, I I have to be okay with where I stand right now and where I am right now. And as things evolve, I will evolve with it. And just knowing also that we are evolving. It might be in little small ways that we don't think it matters, but it does matter. And we're showing up for ourselves. So it we're doing well. We're doing well. But just know that we might not be as evolved as we would like to be. Or we could react to something and we'd be like, oh, that wasn't very evolved of us. So just be aware of this. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. angels, and spirit guides show me clearly. What Okay, so this is really interesting. See all of this. What's really interesting about this is that we're not taking a gift that divinity is giving us. Okay, there's a sense of like, nope, I don't want it. And we're worrying then about how are we going to move forward? How are we going to step into our power? How are we going to stand in ourselves? We're coming out of a tower time period where our whole life just turned upside down. And here we're so focused on certain things. And it's just going to be like the same energy loop that we've been in before. It's going to be worries, doubts, fears, angers, hurts, pains, disappointments. But we can be so focused in the day to day kind of grind of it all that we're not seeing that divinity is trying to pull us in a different direction and saying, here, like, look at this. Also, I see that we have a lot more tools than we're utilizing. So what that means for me looking at this is that spirit saying, like, you know a lot more, you're connected a lot more, you have a lot more knowledge and beauty and brilliance to you. You're not utilizing it because you're so caught up in the mundane world, in the lower energy vibration world, that you're not letting your spirit soar and sing. It moves us to the Ace of Swords reverse. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift. Now, are we utilizing it in the best possible way? No, because we have the Queen of Swords reverse. So with these two things reversed, excuse me, it has to be around kind of our superpower, which is our voice, our communication. We're ruled by Mercury, Gemini. We're astoundingly good at this. Air sign energy is our element. And so this is just for us. But there's something here where it just feels like it's corrupted. It's not right. And I know some of you might be like, "Oh, I'm not corrupted. I'm not doing anything wrong." And yeah, I totally get that. I mean, I myself am a Gemini, so it's like, "Oh, what is it within me that I'm not seeing, that I'm not giving voice to, or that I'm saying I can't do?" Because spirit's saying right here, right now, you're worried about it. You're worried about the way that you want to move forward. You're expressing your worry. And spirit's like, "But I have you covered. Like, you have all the tools that you need." And it can't just be scary. It can just be scary to really embrace this and to move forward in a way that is out of our comfort zone. So just be aware of that. The Nine of Swords reversed. Now, this could be not sleeping well. Okay, so just be aware of this. But this is worry, doubt, fear, staying up late at night. This can be just a bit of chaos, just a little bit of chaos in our lives that is upheaving everything, that is keeping us from the path and the place that we really want to be. So just be aware of this energy as well. Now, with the Queen of Swords reverse, Gemini energy, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we can have somebody in our lives who's very biting. Their words can be very biting. We take everything to heart, much more than we want to believe we do. Air sign energies, for as much as we're cerebral, we're also astoundingly sensitive. And air sign energies don't like to admit that. It's like, oh no, I kind of go with the flow and, wherever the wind takes me type of deal. We're not as laid back as we want to believe we are. So just be aware of that. There is this sense here as well of, I just see, I'm seeing, I'm worried how it'll be when I am older. And it's like stepping into that role of queen. Can I do it? Stepping into that role of power. Can I do it? For those of us who are watching and are like, well, I am older and I'm having to take care of things, but it's still like, I'm worried about it. I'm worried about the way that I'm doing everything. Is everything right? We're overthinking, we're overanalyzing. And it can be very us based, right? It can be very personal. And Spirit is really saying here, you have more gifts than you realize. You have more power than you know. It's time to start stepping into it and stop denying yourself, because as soon as we kind of flip the switch and we start going in the direction that divinity wants us to, okay? And it's going to be a calling like deep within our gut, deep within our soul. We're going to see that these cards like turn around and all of a sudden we get that gift. We cut through the nonsense. We have a clarity of voice, a clarity of insight. Right now, there's just like, I just see a fogginess around things. And with the tower reversed, the tower reversed is very powerful because it means we've come out of a tower time period. We've come out of a time period where this could have been for 16 years since we were 16. This could be for 16 months, 16 days. It doesn't really matter how long a tower time period is. It's the fact that it has changed our world. It's the fact that it has imprinted on our souls will never be the same after a tower time period. And here we're learning how to rebuild. And we might say, you know what? The whole tower underwater. Like, it is done. It is done. And now I'm moving away from that. I'm rebuilding, but the past is over. It can be honored. It can be loved. It can be cherished. Fine. You know, because maybe we don't want to throw some things of our past away. But I'm not rebuilding there. I can't replicate. I can only move forward. And that's going to be a very powerful thing because I see it really, Gemini. Oh, it makes me actually very emotional. It's like you wanted to rebuild what you lost. I can see that within myself, most definitely, is that you wanted to rebuild what you lost. And Spirit's like, it's time to lay it to rest. It's time to say thank you and then to move forward. And that's going to be hard, but that's something that we're seeing during this time more and more. And it's going to be very personal. It's going to be very powerful. And it's going to move us in a direction that we can feel much more steady in, much more secure. The Five of Swords reversed. We're not choosing to fight the same battles anymore. Once we would have met something with aggression or anger or fear or doubt or chaos, we're like, okay, that's cool. You do you, I'm going to do me. And we're coming to things, and we're coming to the past with very different energy. And we're coming to the past in our present with very different energy. And to clarify that, what Spirit is saying is that there were things that we have been fighting. And whenever it reminds us, spiritually, soully, even like evoking past life memory or, family trauma memory, we reacted to it. And now it's like, I don't need to waste my energy reacting. And that's why we don't feel like we're evolving, because it almost feels like we're forgetting. And Spirit's like, no, you're not forgetting. Like, that's the one thing that Geminis just don't do. We don't forget, right? We honor the memory of always. That's very important. If you just flits and throw things away, that's one of the things that as a Gemini evolves, like you'll see that in younger Geminis, younger energy Geminis, they'll flits and throw things away. But in older Geminis, in older soul Geminis, it's like, no, it's important. How can I weave this together? How can I bring this forward? How can I tell this story? So here it's one of the evolved forms of us. Our mind is always guarded because it's always sacred. Okay? So just be aware of this. Because there's something here where it's like, I'm filling my mind with nonsense. And it's just not nonsense. When Spirit says nonsense, it's low energy vibration things. It can be hurtful, hateful things. It can be, angry things. But it's like, raise up, fill yourself with love, because that's going to be so important for you, Gemini. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Ace of Swords. So it's even when we cut through, right? And we get that clarity, but it's like, we get that clarity and then it slips away. So it's even when that clarity comes in, there's something about it that it just might be too true, or it might be too much at this time to take in, and we have to do it bit by bit by bit. It's kind of like having a whole cake. It's like, can I sit down and eat a whole cake? No, I'll throw up. But can I eat a little bit, and be happy and satisfied for a longer period of time? Yeah, that's cool. So just know this. It's kind of like, something's coming to us. It's going to be a knowledge that we slowly need to digest. Our subconscious spirit message is manifest. And that's so important. Subconsciously, we are manifesting our world. That's why we need to be so, not worried. I mean, that's it. The card of worry we need to be worried about. But that's why we need to be so aware, that's a much better word, of worry, doubt, fear, and chaos. Pulling us down, holding us back, keeping us from moving forward in the direction that we really want to. We need to manifest what we desire within our lives. Meaning we need to think about it. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I'll never achieve this. Or, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. It's like, oh, well, that's an interesting thing that's come to my attention. I need to pay attention to this. I need to work on this. I need to bring this forward. So manifestation, just know your power of manifestation subconsciously, because we don't see it consciously right now. We're going through some things, right? And we're building in a very different way. We're not realizing that we are manifesting our world, and our world is powerful and beautiful and just brilliantly ours. There's a real sense of I'm manifesting something extraordinary. It brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Death card reversed. So we can be having a bit of difficulty with Scorpio energy. We can also find that we're drawn more to the darker, cynical side of things. I always find that like gallows humor or dark humor can be very much associated with Scorpios, especially reversed, especially really seeing the negative energy of things. But here, we can be having, again, a difficulty with a Scorpio, but there is a sense of divinities trying to lead us forward. Like the hounds here, it's easier to just see. White hounds with red ears, those are spirit guides, from in Celtic mythology. That's the spirit world coming through, the Fey world coming through. So the other world comes forward and is trying to guide us, and we're not hearing it, we're not seeing it, we're resisting. We're resisting the way spirit wants us to move forward and the energy that spirit wants us to move forward in. Why? Are we scared? I mean, there's worry around it. So I would think fear has to, from what I'm seeing from spirit, fear is very much a part of it. But it's also like, I'm worried about this, right? I have this to do. Why the heck are you pulling me over here? Like, or why the heck are you adding one more thing to my plate? I'm already just like, I don't want to fight anymore. Like, I'm done. I just want things to be stabilized. And spirit's like, this isn't going to be as terrifying as you think it is. So if you take one thing away from this reading, Gemini, it's not going to be as terrifying as you think it is. All right, Gemini. That was an intense reading. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Have a great end of May. Bye, guys.